Hi everybody, my name is Addison. I am a Girl Scout earning my Silver Award. For my project, I've been researching and sharing the stories of very awesome women throughout history. And I'm sharing the stories of them all to all of you. Go check out my other videos for stories on other women and me explaining my project further. Today we're going to be sharing the story of Harriet Tubman. She was a conductor on the Underground Railroad during the time of slavery. And she was also an activist for anti-slavery. So let's jump into the story. The book we'll be reading today is Harriet Tubman, Hero of the Underground Railroad by Laurie Martinson. Around 1820, Harriet was born on a plantation in Maryland. She and her family were forced to live as slaves. While their master lived in a big house, they lived in a small cabin. It did not have any windows or furniture. The floor was dirt. Harriet did not get to play like most other children. She had to work. She didn't even get to live with her family. When she was about 5 years old, her master started sending her to work for other families. At one home, she cleaned the house and took care of a family. The mistress said if the baby cried, Harriet would get whipped. The baby did cry. The mistress kept her promise. One day, Harriet got into trouble for taking some sugar. She was 7 years old and had never had such a treat. The mistress saw Harriet with her hand in the sugar bowl. She chased the girl with a whip. Harriet ran away from her angry mistress. She hid in a pig pen for 5 days. She had to fight the pigs for food scraps. Finally, she got so hungry that she went back to the house. She knew she would be punished. Harriet survived her difficult childhood. She grew into a strong young woman. When Harriet was 24, she married John Tubman. John was free, but marrying John did not make Harriet free. She later decided that she would be free or die trying. Several years later, Harriet's master died. Harriet soon heard that she would be sold to another slaveholder. She could not bear the thought. Harriet ran away. She went to the home of a friendly white woman. The woman gave Harriet a slip of paper with 2 names on it. This was Harriet's first ticket on the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was not a real railroad, and it wasn't underground. It was a series of homes. The people at these homes helped slaves escape. The homes were called stations. Slaves were called passengers. The people who guided them were called conductors. At the first station, a woman told Harriet to sweep the porch. This worried Harriet, but then she realized the task was a way to keep her safe. It made her look like one of the workers. After dark, Harriet climbed into a wagon and hid under a sack. She stayed there until a man drove her to the next stop on the Underground Railroad. Most of the time, Harriet traveled on her own. During the day, people hid her in barns, attics, and haystacks. At night, Harriet had to get to the next stop by herself. She waded through muddy rivers and watched the North Star. Harriet knew if she followed it, the star would lead her north to freedom. After traveling 130 miles, or 208 kilometers, on foot, Harriet reached a city in the north, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For the first time in her life, Harriet was free. There was no slavery in the north. Still, runaway slaves like Harriet weren't totally free or safe. They had to avoid slave catchers who wanted to return them to the south. Harriet returned to Maryland 19 times and led 300 slaves to freedom. She was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. She was never captured, and she never lost a passenger. Many slaves called her Moses because she led people to freedom, just like Moses led people to freedom in the Bible. In 1861, the Civil War began. Harriet helped the Northern Army. Alongside troops from the North, she returned to the South where most fighting took place. She washed clothes, cooked, and nursed wounded soldiers. The men she cared for included African American soldiers. They were members of a famous group. They were called the Massachusetts 54th Regiment. Harriet became a spy and a soldier too. She crossed enemy lines and learned many important things. One time, she discovered where the enemy had planted torpedoes along a river. Later, she returned with 300 soldiers and removed the bombs. When the war ended, Harriet returned home to New York. She never stopped helping others. She founded a home for homeless African American people. She built a school for children who needed help, and she worked for women's rights to vote. Harriet died on March 10, 1913. She was 93. Soldiers saluted and flags waved at her funeral. It was a fitting way to honor the woman who risked her life so others could be free. The end. Now that we've completed the story part of the video, we have a little fun quiz to do together to see how well you guys are paying attention. So the first question is, what U.S. state was Harriet born in? Was it A, New York, B, Maryland, or C, Florida? If you all said B, Maryland, you're correct. Now the second question. How old was Harriet when she was caught eating out of the sugar bowl? Was it A, 24, B, 5, or C, 7? If you said C, 7, then you're correct. Now the final question. What did the people of the Underground Railroad call her? Was it A, Leonardo, B, Harriet, or C, Moses? If you said C, Moses, you're correct. It's a story in the Bible and in the Torah. Like it mentioned in the book, Harriet, while she was escaping, used the North Star to find her way to Pennsylvania. The North Star is part of the Big Dipper, which she also used to find her way. And she referred to the Big Dipper as the drinking gourd. So together, we're all going to be making our own constellations, and the Big Dipper is considered a constellation. If you don't know what a constellation is, it's a bunch of stars shaped together to form a picture or a shape. And we're going to be making one together today. You will need a pencil, a piece of paper, and if you want to, star stickers to make it look more decorative. So, let's do this. Okay, so now we're going to be drawing our own constellation. You can draw whatever you want, but I'm going to be drawing a heart because it's simple and I like hearts. So, what we don't want to draw the actual shape. What we want to do is we want to draw dots that shape out the actual picture. And these dots are representing the stars that will make up the picture, or the constellation. If you have star stickers, you can easily use them instead of drawing the dots. So now that we've drawn all our dots and we've made our simple shape, what we want to do is we want to make a simple straight line and connect each of the dots as if we're playing Connect the Dots. Now, like I say in all my art projects, the quality of the art doesn't matter. What matters is the fun of it. So, this is my finished product. If you want to color the background blue or color it yellow, you can do whatever you want to it. The main project was making the constellation. You can draw whatever you want. Like I said, I drew a heart because it's simple and I like hearts. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!